a vibe. It's a vibe. What's up with baby?
What is going on, you guys? You already know this is your girl, Zoe Baby, coming back to you guys with episode 21 of It's a Vibe podcast. And this is where the vibe is always lit. We have some of the hottest people coming through. Now, if you guys missed my last episode, we actually had J Rose and Civilian live in the building. We went out to R&R Studios, talked to them a little bit, and they actually dropped their brand new hit, Hallmark Kinda Love. And we do have an exclusive performance from those two on that interview. So get your butt over there to It's a Vibe podcast on YouTube and check that out. Okay. And today is no different, honey. We have the Erin Garrison Huff live in the building. How are you doing, Erin?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing amazing, sister. Now, before I get started, because I know that you do a lot. You model. You do, yeah, you model.
It's been a minute.
It's been, but look, your pictures still are model-esque, okay? You model, you manage, you're an artist, you promote music, and then you also do the Royal Rumble. That's just a little bit, but just to kind of set the stage, let everyone know who you are.
I'm me. No, I'm just well, as she said, I'm Erin Garrison Huff, owner of Royalty Studios. It's family owned and operated by myself, my husband, and our 4 sons. And Royalty is a recording studio and a live venue. And we also do artist management. We throw these showcases called the Royal Rumble, which are right now we're on tour going everywhere. So you definitely need to go check them out. We do a whole lot of stuff here that I can't really take up all this time. I'm not really going into all of it, but that's the gist of everything.
Okay, now let's take it back just a little bit because you've been in the game a long time. Now, just to kind of give us an insight, like what made you pursue music and where did it first begin for you?
Well, my mom used to sing when I was young, so she sang a lot. As for me, I was actually forced to join the chorus when I was in school. She went beyond me and spoke with my mom, and once she spoke with her, it was all she wrote. You know, they made me sing, and I've been singing ever since.
Oh my gosh, girl. Now, I tried out for chorus just one time. And honey, let me tell you, they let me be like the background, the background, like I was way in the back. And then they told me I was an alto.
Oh, yeah?
But my voice is not that deep.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like
They got me messed up. I thought I sound like Mariah Carey, if you ask me.
Let me hear.
Now, was there a specific moment in your life where you thought, like, this is what I want to do, like the music thing and the music journey is where I want to go with this?
You know, I'm going to be honest. I really was just playing around with this a lot. You know, it was just I just recorded and it was just a fun thing for me to do. I never really took it seriously till I met my husband.
Okay.
You know, and then he got me into wanting to do it a little more, you know, took me and was getting me some studio time and stuff. But even still, it was still just, you know, something that I personally did. I wasn't out on platforms or anything like that
Gotcha.
at that time. When I really started taking it seriously, to be honest, is when my son W.C. and King got into it. He went into college for music business and he started doing it. And to be honest, he really got me started even being out on platforms and everything.
Gotcha. Because WCN has been going crazy on all platforms. I believe his album went number 2.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, so let me see. Now, you performed at your Royal Rumble birthday bash, Erin.
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you about the song that I love. You was talking your shit, girl. You was like, what you say? They ain't trying to see me, but baby, open your eyes.
Oh yeah, that song is actually called Royalty.
Royalty. I love. Give us a little snippet. That song is fire. Erin, when I saw you, because okay, I'm used to you singing, Okay, and I'm used to your angelic voice, but when you hit that stage in Atlanta on your birthday, I was like, okay, Erin, pop your shit, girl. You did your thing. Now, what is it like hitting the stage in front of the artists that you're putting these Royal Rumbles on for?
As you see, I really only perform at my Rumbles. I don't do like other shows or anything, but it's fun. I have fun doing it. I like making music and I like performing it, and it's pretty fun for me, especially when I'm doing it with all my guys, all the artists and stuff. And
Oh.
I like putting on a show. What can I say?
Now, I know the music industry is extremely, extremely tough, and there are those highs and there are those lows, but your lyrics really kind of speak of your journey throughout. Like, well, first of all, do you think that your lyrics kind of attest to your life and like the different phases that you've been through?
Not at all.
No?
No.
Okay.
It's funny because I don't write about my life. I write about other experiences that I think people go through that
Okay.
they can relate to. It's funny because like my breakup songs and cheating songs, my husband hates those songs because he's like, people are going to think they're about me. So, he hates those songs when I make those. But no, I mean, I talk about cheating. I've never been cheated
You talk
on.
about stalkers?
I've been stalked, but
Because that video, you was like, I got a stalker. I'm like, where that bitch at? Is he coming? I saw the shoes. I thought he was going to pop up.
that was my husband's shoes.
Oh my gosh, Erin. And you said that you have actually had, because I done had a couple stalkers too, sister, riding past my house, popping up here and there. Tell me one of your craziest stalking experiences.
Well, I had one in a white truck just follow me all the way home one day. It was really scary for me because I was there by myself.
Oh my God.
And my husband was out at work at the time, and I just took my sons to school, so I was coming back every day by myself. But my oldest son took care of that and made me feel a little safer and gave me his gun.
See what I'm saying? Okay, gangster.
I feel a little safer.
See what I'm saying? I got my gun on me at all times,
So
Erin,
do I.
especially now because it's so damn crazy.
Yeah.
Now, is there a sequel to that song? Because I know that was part one that I saw.
It was. It wasn't. Like I said, I wasn't really into. Really do. I might just do a sequel
You
to
should,
that.
Erin, and you should let me be in that joint, honey. I'm telling you, I love that damn song. Now, growing up, because you have a very unique sound, who were some of the artists that you listened to coming up?
Oh man, my mom had a jukebox in the house, and it was just really all oldies but goodies
Gotcha.
that she listened to a lot. So I grew up on that. But my favorite artist is Patti.
Patti LaBelle?
Patti LaBelle, I love her.
Okay.
I just love her.
Okay, I always thought I was like the Tina Turner type of gal.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
you think?
I don't know.
Rolling on the river.
Yeah,
You
I can see
it?
I can see it. I can see it.
Okay, now I love how your family, like you said, your family is very involved in the business and in everything you do. You have your son Ace Boom in the building. You have Ace WCN King and K Murder back there.
Yeah.
And then all of you guys are making waves in the music industry, and then you explain how your husband is the muscle behind everything that you guys do. So with managing your business and this being a family business, how do you think that it works out for you guys, both on a personal level and a business level?
Well, I think it made everybody a lot closer to be in the same thing, running the same business, everybody making music together.
Yes.
All of them featuring on each other's songs and everything. So it's something that we all like doing. I mean, like you said, my husband kind of tends to stay in the background of everything and just oversees and protects all of us.
That's
But
right.
as far as myself and my other four sons, they are all into the music game. So it's nice to see them all working together in some way and doing stuff like they are.
Now, you guys also have Royalty Studios, which is a great creative space. Kind of walk us through, like, what was your idea when you first thought about putting this? Like, was that the initial goal? Did you know that you were going to get this studio up and off the ground?
No. Again, I'm going to accredit that to WC King as well. He was performing at a lot of different places, and we thought, it was a lot of expensive very expensive to be doing so, and you really wasn't getting a lot of footage, and you weren't getting a lot for your money.
Right.
And so he had said, he wanted to do it. He invested largely into royalty himself. He named royalty, hence WC and King Royalty. So it's really something he wanted to do. He wanted to throw the shows there, and then we went even further and did the studio part of it and kind of made it like a one-stop shop for artists. So you basically can come there from start to finish, do your song, perform your song, and then, we can get you radio play and take it even further after that as well.
And I see that with a lot of your showcases, you always get that radio play. And that's a lot of things that the artists are looking for. And when I come to a lot of the showcases, you see artists pay their money. And like you say, they may not get the full experience. And these showcases are expensive, anywhere between $50 and $100. And yours is only $25 to sign up.
Yeah.
And then you actually started off with like a $50 grand prize. And then now you're working your way on up to the $1,000 big dollar gusto.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, Erin. Now, let's talk about some of your hit songs, okay? Underwater.
Everybody likes that song.
I love that song because it's like an emotional and powerful track, right? So what was the inspiration behind that one? And how did it feel when you first laid that down in the studio?
The person that did the beat for that song for me sent me the song, and they named it Underwater, and it had the sample Underwater like in it.
Gotcha.
So I just went from there. I just started thinking of a song that underwater, and I just ran with it. So
I love that song. Now another one that I really loved is Blood. What is it? Blood doesn't make you family. Blood don't make you family. Because I feel like a lot of us can resonate. Girl, let me tell you.
You went back.
Honey, I don't play. But with that song, I feel like with that song, a lot of people can resonate to it, especially in like the Black family culture. So with that song, well, it talks about how some of your family loves you. Everybody doesn't show that love. And it kind of sounds like you want to focus on, not you per se, because you said they don't.
That was really mine.
That was for you.
That song is my life.
Okay.
That is the one, like I said, that was way back, and it's just a song about, my dad passing away when I was young, and just the fact that all of my siblings are just so much older than me. Like I have nieces and older than me. So, I was the youngest, the baby of 8 kids, and I was so far from them that it was so distant. I just really wasn't very close to them. So.
Now, do you feel like those experiences kind of tie in with how you parent today? And if so, how do you feel like you try to kind of change that narrative for the family that you've created with?
Yeah, that's what made all of us so close. It was like I don't get along with that family, I'll make my own type thing, and just make sure that I put into them how strongly they need to be for each other.
Exactly.
Family oriented.
And they are extremely close, Erin. And then let me tell you, congratulations, because you just had your grandbaby. I could tell. I see his cute little face all over Instagram. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's so cute.
Yeah.
Now, how old is he now?
He's 7 weeks.
7 weeks. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I know you're going to spoil him right in here.
No
Are you already spoiling him?
You have no idea. Well, I have 4 sons, so I was, wanting a granddaughter. And he came along anyway, and I was like, oh, I just got another little.
I think it's only one room. It's only room for one queen on the throne, sugar. That's it. Now, you also have Wife Me and Lost Without You. Now, Lost Without You, is that a song about your father?
No, that's actually, like I said, I don't write all my songs about me, but it's actually about losing your spouse.
Oh, shit.
And being lost without them, which, of course, I haven't.
So. I know. So, now, see what I'm saying? So, you do kind of like the opposite. You do songs that women and different people can resonate.
Exactly.
Even if it's not about your life, you just want that connection. Yeah. I got you, girl. I got you. Now, I want to dive into something personal, and this is something that you've hinted at before. You mentioned about you had the shooting at your club. Kind of give us the background of that and kind of set the scene for us on that.
All right, well, that was one of our biggest rumbles yet. That was, it was Royalty's first cipher ever,
Okay.
and it was heavily promoted. Like, we heavily promoted that song for that cipher for a couple months and that rumble for a while, and we also lowered the price. You know what they say when cheap prices attract problematic people. So it was one of those situations. We lowered the price all the way down to $5 for everyone to get in. And believe it or not, there were still some that still even just had issues paying that. And, it got out of hand from that point on.
Oh my gosh, Erin. So tell me, what was that experience? Now, was the shooting outside of the club?
Yeah. This is something we haven't talked about since it happened, and there's so many rumors going around about this.
Right.
We've heard so much crazy stuff.
Tell me the craziest thing you heard.
Well, for one, that it was a shootout that took place inside of Royalty.
Okay.
We've had people put up videos with like gang shootings from other states and stuff and post them like it was what happened there that night. I'm not gonna lie, it was like a movie.
Gotcha.
It was like a movie, but it wasn't inside. It was out. It took place in the parking lot.
So when you were outside, are you guys walking outside when this happens, or?
Well, actually, my husband had approached them that not paying and everything, and they got a little irate, and we let it go and was gonna, but he was already the guy was already steamed up, I guess, and already in his mood. So we had somebody walk up to us and say that he was talking reckless. So we was escorting him out. We had security go to escort him out, and they was trying to get us to come outside. What he told us sounded like he was threatening to go get a weapon. So instead of bringing that trouble into Royalty for everybody that was in there, we decided to, take it out to keep everybody out there and safe. And that's what happened. So, my husband, myself, we all went outside with them, and they were arguing, trying to get back in. And before I knew it, fights just broke out.
Oh my God.
Everywhere. So once the fights broke out, it was just like so much happening so fast. It really was like a movie. You started hearing gunshots, and the people inside started panicking and was literally running outside, when indeed they were safer inside, but they were trampling on each other inside there and everything. It was really crazy.
Now, what was kind of like the back end, like after everything calmed down?
My husband was the one that was shot in this shooting.
Oh my God.
So
thank God he's here today.
Oh yeah, he's a monster. He literally got shot and walked up to us and told us he was shot.
Oh my God.
So once that took place, it was kind of crazy for me. I just got a lot of anxiety and stuff over the situation, and so I calmed him down. I would start only allowing a certain amount of people to come, and only people that we really knew. And, I got used to just doing a smaller crowd of it. So that went from the biggest night to where we just started calming everything down and controlling the situation a lot more. Got more security, more armed security at that time as well. And now I'm starting to ramp it back up again.
Gotcha.
So,
and then since then, you guys have you are licensed to carry, correct?
Yes, yes.
You understand? Everybody licensed to carry, so you try that shit right now, okay? You don't even want these fucking problems. You hear me?
Yeah. He took them. He took some shots. He had surgery and everything, and then he was right back on the floor, being bodyguard all over again. A month later, he was. You can't.
But it's actually good that you have someone that's strong and that protector, especially in today's day and age, because I feel like some of the guys and the men's aren't really geared to be the protectors.
Let me tell you what, I have 4 sons.
Yes.
And a husband, and I'm the only female. My sons are boxers, USA boxers as well. They carry as well.
I got
you. During that shooting, it was me and one of my sons out there firing back.
See what I'm saying? So I can understand that PTSD, especially being around large crowds, especially after something like that. Like, how long did it take for you to actually start back with doing the rumbles and kind of getting yourself back out there?
Well, actually, I'm at other establishments now because we're on tour. So,
Right.
we've been to Tampa, Popka, Atlanta. This one's Jacksonville, and we're touring now. So I'm at other people's place with their security. So, on top of mine.
Yep.
So, I'm feeling better about just not having to be on the edge or looking or watching myself so much and stuff anymore. So, I'm getting a lot better with it, with the situation. I've always had, bad anxiety, but I'm definitely calming down and enjoying myself a lot more at the Rumbles now. And you help.
I love you, Erin. I love you, girl. And you helped me too, honey. Oh my gosh. Now, how did you manage to stay kind of grounded after something like that? Because it's hard.
I think the fact that he just didn't let it phase him. You know what I'm saying? I was a nervous wreck that night. I mean, it was crazy because after it was all said and done, I remember being on my knees with my hands in the air with guns pointed at us. The police pulled up deep and, that guns drawn on us. Like, we were the criminals.
Oh my
and,
God.
we were treated like the criminals. And I just got on my knees and put my hands up and I was like, my husband shot over here. People that did it have left, were the owners, everything was clear. And, it took a while and, they they weren't very helpful to him, which was, so frustrating. I'm like, he's bleeding and on the ground and he needed a blood transfusion.
Oh my gosh.
And they got there.
And y'all still have the guns on us. Now, does that make you scared right now? Because I know right now they're talking about amping up policing and kind of making it a bit more lax for police officers, kind of lowering the standards for them to actually be held accountable when they're actually shooting. And it's predominantly Black people. So I'm just going to put it out there. Like, does that make you, just based off of your experience back then? Because when did that happen?
Oh, gosh. I don't even remember.
A few years back?
Not a few. No, like a year or so.
Oh, shit. That was recent.
Yeah, it was pretty
Okay.
recent.
So just seeing like how everything is changing right now. And then we're going to get to the fellas in the room because we actually have your sons in the building that protected it, that were a part of that as well. So does that make you scared? You have 4 boys that are growing up in this crazy world where the policing is getting a lot more harsh. Is that something that frightens you a bit?
It is. And the fact, all this ICE stuff on, because they look Hispanic and stuff as well. So, yeah, it's really scary to think that they're going to give them that, more power. I don't know. I haven't had any bad experiences with police officers, but, they have.
Right.
A couple of them have, and, so, yeah, it is kind of scary.
You see what I'm saying? We didn't even pour it up the drink. Erin, do you want a drink?
Really?
Come on, baby. I don't know how to open this stuff. Can one of y'all open it because I'm scared? Here you go. Yeah, I'm scared. But so I want to talk to Ace Boone first. So Ace, now when you were outside the club and you see all that shit going on, what was that experience like for each one of y'all? Like when that was happening and when all that shit was taking place?
I was just trying to see if my family was accounted for.
Got you.
I seen everybody I walked by. And I walked by.
So you was there too? Oh, okay.
No, my brother.
Okay.
All my brothers and everybody. And I see my mom. I mean, somebody got knocked out.
Oh my God.
She tried to put her hands on her. Got out there and then the only one I didn't see was my dad. So I knew something was on. So I went straight to the middle of the road looking around, like bullets weren't flying around.
They were flying everywhere.
So there was more than one shooter?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Everybody.
First, I was under the impression that it was only like one primary shooter. So there was more.
They were shooting, we were shooting.
There's just a lot of chaos.
And my sons were walking around like bullets weren't flying. It was crazy. Like there was no fear in them at the time because, as he said, they couldn't find
their dad.
Husband.
Yeah, their main concern was the family. I know that. I love that. And what about you, K Murder?
Oh shit.
That's my boy.
I was originally inside and I heard like people were fighting out there, like that my brothers were fighting and stuff. So I went out there with them and yeah, they were most indeed fighting. So shots started flying while I was outside. And I was only out there for like the first 2-3 shots because someone told me that the cops were coming or whatever. So, you know, I had to go back inside and arrange some stuff. It literally happened so fast. By the time I went in there and did that little thing that said like 1 minute, by the time I went out, the cops were already there. They had everybody on the floor. They was pointing shotguns and ARs at people. Like, they didn't come out with no pistols. They had like military grade weapons.
Oh my gosh.
I got to the door, one told me on the floor, and I was on the floor, and then that's when I found out that my dad was shot. And I'm not gonna lie, it's like a heartbreaking thing to see. Like, I was really sick to my stomach, confused. And I was like the first person at like the hospital. And I was there alone for like 2-3 hours, and it was like the most mind-breaking, like gut-wrenching thing ever. I was pacing back and forth. I couldn't find no employees or nothing. I was just confused. And it just was like honestly terrible.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
Anyone leave? We couldn't leave. We were there till like 5 in the morning before we could leave, and only thing they were doing was just updating us on him the whole time. Of just, you know, he was in surgery for like 3 hours or something like that. So they was just like updating periodically, but none of us could leave. So it was kind of crazy, just wondering if he was okay at the time.
Right. Because literally your husband's and your dad's being rushed to the hospital, and y'all are just stuck there to kind of, oh my gosh. And what about you, King? What's wrong with you today? You heartbroken back there or what? You prepping for the night? Nah, what was kind of going through your mind, like when you walked outside and you see that your father has been injured? Like what was the first thing that went through your mind? Yeah.
Like, first thing I did was yelling at the cops, like, yo, what the hell's going on? They sitting there driving away. Meanwhile, my dad's sitting here bleeding out in the car with a young boy holding his wound. And so, you know, I'm trying to say shut up to people, like, yo, you know, they're just going to keep aiming the guns at us if we keep getting irate with them. And so I'm just trying to keep the situation under as much calmness as possible so they can go ahead and help him. And even then, at that point, they still didn't want to help him for a long time.
Oh my God. So how long did it take for them to finally get to your husband and start kind of working on him?
It was a while. Like I said, enough that he, you know, needed a transfusion as soon as they got there. He didn't really, he was so calm and collected. He's not a person that panics. Like I said, he walked over to us and he's like, I'm shot. And he just said it back just calmly. And he doesn't panic himself. So he kind of makes you not panic because he's not panicking. In situations like that. But everybody else was panicking except for him.
Imagine.
It took him like 30 minutes, I think. They even, like, you know, I believe he had even said that he wanted, you know, they sat him behind the police car where the exhaust was coming out, and he was sitting there trying to get away, and they were being mean then at that point. You know, I almost wanted to say, hey, he's white, you know.
Yeah, because you normally get better service when you white.
You know, so you know.
No offense, I'm telling you.
But, yeah, he made you not feel as panicky. I'm gonna say King was probably the one that calmed everybody down at that time.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Like, who do you feel like is the calmest of all of your? Like, who do you feel like is kind of possesses that trait the most?
Out of that night, it was definitely King. He calmed. Everybody was irate, going crazy. I mean, Ace was out for blood. You know, everybody was out for blood. And, you know, King was kind of calming everybody down. I went through multiple phases of panicking, anger, cussing at people that were, you know, taking pictures and shit. Like, you know, it was some kind of, you know.
It's weird how people do that now. People recording the shit. Like, one of y'all could have knocked them bitches out. You should have been down there. You probably would have knocked his ass out, huh?
You know, they wasn't about fighting from the start.
See what I'm saying?
It was never, here, it's never about fighting. It's always them weapons and guns because, you know, that's why they shot him in the first place. He was getting the best of them all.
Gotcha.
Multiple. And, you know, like I said, he's a monster, so.
See?
Ace the Don was actually there that night as well. He's the mystery artist. He wasn't there, but he was actually there.
Ace the Don, why you back there so quiet?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to say, because he's back there being quiet like he's, you know, hiding in the bag.
I'm just chilling,
Say
nothing
hi.
crazy.
Now, Ace, what was it like for you? Because now you're an artist. You out there, you ready to perform, and then this craziness go on. Like, what was it like for you? What was that experience like for you?
Nah, I mean, for me, it was a little bit different because, like, I literally just got done performing, stepped outside with my boy. We was in the car, about, spark a little something, you know what I'm saying? Because it was congested inside, like, inside packed, like, you got really no space type way, you know what I'm saying? People mugging in there, it's crazy in there. So we out there, like, I hear, like, me and my boy, we hear, like, the gun clip back from like one person and then another person and another person. And so we like, yo, what the hell about to go on? So I get out, I look, and then bam, you just see a whole like fight start going out, and then bow, gunshots, bow. So I'm just like, I don't even know where people are aiming at this point. I'm just like, yeah, let me go ahead and step over here, because I don't even have my weapon. I'm like, not even in my car. So I'm like, it's strange to me. I'm just like, yo, I don't even know what's going on. Like, it's just shooting and this dude running this way and that dude running that way, and whole bunch of just gun spraying, like bullets hitting past the homie car. So I'm just like, I told the homie, I was like, we not about to run that way, get in the car, lay back. It's literally all we could do was just sit in the car, lay back, and just watch the spray fest go on. And then boom, one of the people like swerve off, drive off, and then once they leave, wow, here come the cops. And the cops just went crazy after that. And it was just like, I feel like the cops made the situation like worse. Cause like we just went through like a whole mini war, and here come the cops, bigger guns, and just like, what the fuck going on? We like you didn't see the car just speed the hell off that way, and then it just and everything, and then I see Dad, he up moving, but I've seen blood. So I'm ex-military, so I already kind of like, I got like the mindset, I'm like, he moving, he up. That's like the best possible situation he could be in. So I'm like, he good right now. That's all I know. He good right now. They need to go get him out of there, because the longer, you know what I'm saying, it's going to take, it's going to. So now I'm just like, all right, let me just go see how everyone doing, because I mean, that's your family, like that's their father, that's her husband. So I'm like, their mindset gonna be different than my mindset. So I talked to Ace on like a whole different level. So I'm just like, talk to K and the whole, you feel me, like King was a little bit more moving and tactical with it, but I could still see it in his face, like, that's your dad at the end of the day, like, you feel me? So I was making sure that they was all mindset straight good, and then everyone else around just like, oh my God, I can't believe this, da-da-da. I'm never coming here again. I'm just like, these are right conversations to be having right now. Like, right. I'll be more worried about, hey, let's make sure this person ain't die. Right. But you more worried about not coming here again. Like, I'm like, come on.
And that's literally the first time that anything has ever happened. Royalty has been open a year prior to that. Okay. That's the first time the police has ever been called. They never came there, period. There's never been any trouble like that. You know, my husband had to take down a couple people, right, before just, being nuisances inside. But there's never been anything like that has happened at Royalty ever before or since. So it was definitely an isolated incident with some people that had came with one of the artists. They were new there, probably not from the right part of town. Mm-hmm. And so they seemed to already be in that mindset when they got there. It's like, you can kind of just feel a vibe off people, and it was a vibe. Yeah.
So how many times did you actually get shot?
Oh, he's not gonna talk on this.
I
told you he's in the background.
I thought I was gonna get him. No, it was worth a try. What's your name? He ain't talking, y'all. That's my boy. See, I need me somebody like that. That's what I need in my life. Just somebody who just sit back there like, bitch, don't talk to me and don't say the wrong shit, because you gonna get knocked out. I'm the world motherfucker. I'm the USA boxing goddamn coach of the world, Craig. And y'all don't want these problems with a license to carry. All of us. Shh. shit, I'm gonna start rolling with y'all.
You
I'm
do.
just,
You did.
I'm just saying, I got to tell them people, baby, y'all don't want to fuck with us. Heavily. So how many times did he get shot in total?
3.
It was 3 times?
3 times.
Okay. Well, I'm so glad that you up and not talking, but you're moving, and that's my goddamn boy right there. That's what I'm talking about. You all right with me? Yeah, I mean, now, what did each of you guys kind of like take from that experience? Like, how does that kind of shape how you move today? I know you said you have your gun, but like, what other kind of precautions do you guys take, especially when doing these large, because security can only, do so much. Like, how would you approach that today?
I will say I feel very protected when I'm there. I'm not, like I said, we amped up the security and had armed guards, outside, inside, and, also my husband, and then we're all armed, and, we're royalty ourselves. We're pretty big. We're building up numbers in ourselves, so, we're forced to be, reckoned with. You ain't just gonna
fuck with y'all. Yeah, because see, I heard that your husband was actually one of the coaches for one of the U.S. boxing teams. Is that right?
We both are, actually.
Okay, so currently.
When they were boxing heavily, he wanted to be in the corner, and we wanted to be all up in the mix of it with him. As you see with royalty, we were the same way with boxing. Right. Supportive in the boxing world, and we got into that with them as well that way, and that was a way for us to be at the ring with him, and him to be in the ring with him and stuff like that. So we both got certified as well.
See?
And they was kicking ass.
That's what the hell I'm talking about. See what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because how many championships have you won? How many? What are they called? Championships?
Belts.
Okay.
Like 6.
6. What category are you in?
Oh wait.
Yeah. Oh goddamn! I gotta get this right.
Like 135 or something like that.
Okay.
I go down a lot. My natural weight's like 150 or so I gotta drop about 20 pounds.
And what about you, King? Because I saw that you was in the ring too. How many belts you holding?
Yeah, and I was like 130 with him, and the last fight was like 150.
Okay.
But now I'm like 180. So
that's what the fuck knocking shit out. That's what the fuck I'm talking about, King. Now, you actually had a huge performance in the studio when you made your song. You was actually being recorded by Drummer Boy.
Oh yeah, that was Miami. Yeah, that was in Miami. Me and King actually did that. It was a documentary we did with him in Miami.
Now, what was that? Because Drummer Boy is huge, Erin. But you've been around a lot of huge names, though.
Well, it was fun. We had a good time. We performed at a Waterfront Mansion as well. At that time, we did the documentary with Drama. Worked with him in the House of Hit Studios down there. Myself and King did, and it was really nice. We had a good time. I had a lot of fun.
You did amazing. I didn't get a chance to see King's performance there, but I saw your performance, girl. And those notes that you were hitting, listen, I've been in the shower every doggone day trying to hit them notes. I thought I was going to have it by the time I got here, but honey, it just did not work out like that, okay? So the next time, not the next time, because the next time I'll see you is the next time, and that's too soon. But the time after that, I'm going to have that note down pack, I promise. Now, Erin, working with the big names in the industry, because you connect with a lot of the underground artists, especially the artists that are trying to come up and make a name for themselves. So working in the industry, what did you take away from your experiences, and what are some advice that you would give to somebody just coming up?
To promote yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the biggest things. I do that with these guys like constantly. Like I'm on there all day, every day, putting them on there. They don't promote themselves as much as I want them to promote themselves.
Got you.
So especially King, like he's not a social media type person.
Right.
Like you have to tell him in person, hey, get online. He's getting a little better with it now, but he and Kay, he's so stubborn. Like he just won't post it. He won't do the songs I want him to do. He's got this
hard song I want him to do so bad, and he just won't do it, and it's just so fire.
Let me tell you something. K Murder, when I first met him, he said, "You ain't gonna never see me on the stage performing. You're never gonna get me on the stage performing, right?" And then the very next goddamn Rumble, who I saw on the stage performing, everybody said, "Who I saw on the stage performing?"
K-Murder.
That's right. Okay, so we're gonna do this again. I got to count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Who I saw on the stage performing? K motherfucking Murder, and you killed the goddamn scene. And y'all actually have the performance for the Love of Music coming up. Are y'all excited about that?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
So
you know
y'all
what
are
I'm
actually in the running for what is it, a $300 cash prize?
Yeah.
$300 cash prize first place, and then the second place actually has an interview on We Are Florida podcast. Have y'all heard of that podcast before? Podcast is you haven't?
I have.
You haven't? Podcast is absolutely huge. I mean, you go on there. He had Boss Man, D-Lo. What is that guy who got the guy PBG? The guy who got killed up north. His girl, yeah, PB Rock. His girlfriend did an exclusive interview on his pod. Like he had.
That's one of the prizes.
Yeah, that's the second place prize for that. It's a huge ass platform. I mean, hundreds of thousands. I actually aspired not to be like him, but to have my podcast be just as successful as him. I'm excited, y'all, about tonight. I'm telling you, I wore my red, honey. I'm telling you. That's what I'm talking about.
We're on Zoe, baby. You know what? You've got this exclusive interview. We've never talked about this to anyone, despite the fact that several have asked, and we've never spoke on this night, ever. Like I said, there's been so many stories going around that we was like, yeah, that happened.
But it's crazy how social media work, though.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I'm gonna tell you, I have a little brother, right? And he's big on social media. Shout out to Ed Anderson TV, but he recently found out he had diabetes. He went to the hospital. You know, he was in the hospital. Somebody came out and said he had a stroke, right? Changed the whole goddamn story. So last night when he was on live, they were like, "Why were you in the hospital? Did you have stroke? Did you have diabetes?" He was like, "I had an STD." Because if you gonna make a goddamn narrative, you might as well make your own narrative. I'm like, brother, you finna be front page on motherfucking the YouTube street news, and you finna be all fucked up. But it's crazy how people just kind of create that narrative. So I'm glad you were able to come out here and kind of spread your love, and you have the Royal Rumble, and it's still excelling. So it's kind of like that one person who said they weren't coming back here. It's okay, because for that one you got like 50 more. So that's okay. Now, this has been an amazing conversation. You have a lot of stuff coming up. I know we have to get ready for these performances coming up as well, Erin. What is some new music that we should be looking out for? And then what is a word of advice? Because you have a lot of people in your group chats. When you do your rumbles, they be telling us that this shit is rigged, that the judges is fake, that y'all have y'all favorite, only royalty wins. When you're looking at these artists, and I know you typically don't judge, but when you look at the artists, what are some key points that they should take away and that they should take with them when they're going out into these arenas to do these kind of performances?
Well, first off, I never judge.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've never been a judge of any Rumble that we've ever had. We're like on 30-something, Rumble 30-something at this point. And when we go to these Rumbles, I pick, I like go into the city or wherever we're going, and I look and find the artists in that city, and those are people I pick to be judges.
Gotcha.
They're not affiliated with us in any way. I don't know any of them any more than I know anyone else. So
Gotcha.
I literally go and do this because I don't like to hear anyone say it's been rigged. Now, my artists are not able to compete.
Gotcha.
You know, because of course that wouldn't be fair. And even if I think that you've came to too many Rumbles and you've gotten too close to us, I won't let you compete anymore either. Just because I don't, want that talk. And I do, give you that option, but I don't want anyone to say our shows are rigged, especially when we're giving out such big cash prizes and stuff like this $1,000 showcase. So I pick artists we don't know. I pick them that we're not affiliated with, and I make sure I don't know who they are. And of course, if I do know you, or I tell you right off the jump, I'll let you perform, but you can't compete.
Right.
So, and they're okay with that. I have a couple like that like to compete now, but don't perform. I mean, perform, but can't compete.
Got you.
So.
And then when they come to these rumbles, because I know a lot of them, when they don't win the first, second, or third place prize, they're kind of bummed. But there's actually been times where you went to artists individually and you've picked them up for your label, or you've actually discussed further engagement with them as well. So what kind of artists do you feel like kind of meshes well with Royalty Studios and what you guys have in store?
Well, you know, we've had like a couple artists that we've let go in the past that, you know, we felt kind of clashed with us. I'm big on loyalty.
Okay.
The artist I pick, I'm big on loyalty. I do a lot for you, and you know, I just feel that if I do things like this for you, that I don't want later to regret it. Basically, I look for artists, and you say I do that with some of the rumbles just to show you, you know,
Yes.
my picks ain't always who the judges pick.
Right.
You know, I think I'll be like, oh, I think this person was fire. So even though the judges didn't pick you to win, I'll still go talk to you myself.
You
and,
see?
you know, might want to pull you aside myself to be with me because I thought differently. Everyone has different opinions. It's a lot of different genres, you know, a lot of different talent up there, and I like all music, and I can appreciate all music. So to where you might, I can appreciate all music. So to where you might be in front of judges that only want to hear rap and you're doing country, I might see the potential in your audience as well. So I'll go with you there. What I will say about rumbles when you're performing is not to lip sync. Don't be shy. Don't stand in one place. Move around. Wake them up, and you have a better chance of winning if you do that.
Okay. Now, I actually have a few questions from my little email thing that I got here going on. So I'm going to only ask you a few. Here's one. So it says, you've created this incredible platform for up and coming artists with your Royal Rumble competitions. But let's keep it real. There are a lot of artists who don't get picked or even make it through the rounds. I just asked you that, really. What do you look for when deciding who gets a shot? And what do you think separates the artists who go out? We just answered that, so we're not even gonna go there. You want to re-answer?
Well, I just say, in the beginning, some of the rumbles, the judges were King and Ace Boom, and they were judging, and they had like a point scale. They used to argue in there a lot over who they thought would be the winner and stuff, but they do go by your performance, your stage presence, and how you approach the audience, stuff like that. Now the other judges on the road, I don't know them, so I'm not sure how they do their judging. I just give them the list of the artists, and they decide amongst themselves. So
got you. Okay. Now this one says, fighting for your spot. Do you think female artists have to work twice as hard to get the respect they deserve in the hip-hop game, or is the industry more open to female talent now than it was when you started? And have you ever had to fight for your position?
I think that's going to depend on where you're at. I will say one thing about being on the road with the rumbles is the artists are different everywhere. Their sound, the way they perform. Atlanta's really hot for females, I think. A lot of females there. I will say in the beginning when we started these rumbles, females were free because I did feel that. I felt they had a disadvantage. People thought that name Royal Rumble made it rap. So it was a lot of rapping, and I felt females had a disadvantage, so I let them perform for free. Okay. And after a while they were running away with it, and I was like, they're winning all the time now. So quite a few females have won our
I saw.
rumbles, yeah.
Oh my gosh, let me see if I can get another good one. Okay, so we know you've had your share of doubters and haters, especially with the lyric, this is my song here, y'all been sleeping on me, bitch, open your eyes. But real talk, what's the worst hate you've gotten, and how do you deal with the constant negativity and jealousy that comes with being in the public eye?
A lot of it's just sore losers of not having had one. Recently, one of the artists had started talking a lot of smack on us, telling a lot of untruths. The way I dealt with it is paid them no mind, because that's what they want. A lot of people try to antagonize royalty so that we give them the clout by mentioning them or talking about them or putting them on our stories and sending people to them and their pages. But what we've learned is They're miserable. Misery loves company,
Yes.
and we don't want to be that company.
See what I'm saying? I kind of had to learn that a little bit last year. I had someone do like a post about me, and then I actually put a whole post on my story, and I tagged them in it. And then like 5 minutes later, once I realized all of their traction was coming on my page, I was like, okay, let me take this shit down because I done got my little followers. They going up. Yeah, I'm not gonna give you the same shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
They still hate me to this day. I don't hate their ass though. I love them. I love them. It brings me joy. Okay, so this says, you've been through some tough times, and we've heard about the shooting incident. You've mentioned in passing. What does the public not understand about the sacrifices and risks that come with being an artist? And is there a moment where you realize the level of danger and drama the industry can drag you into?
Yeah, I do. I do with dealing. You know, rappers have a bad name anyway.
Mhm.
You know, as soon as you think rapper, you want to think badly, especially with drill rappers such as WC and King. He's a drill rapper. But at the same sense, WC and King is a college graduate with a degree in music business. He is head engineer at Royalty Studios. He handles the artists, the contracts. Like, he does a lot of back end stuff, yet he's a drill rapper. So when you
Right.
hear him, you get that stereotype off of rappers and stuff like that. But at the same sense, you can be positive and be a good role model in the world and still be a rapper.
That's what
In
I'm
the same sense. And as far as danger, yeah, because sometimes people take those lyrics, their lyrics, and they kind of make you be that person.
Mhm.
Not just thinking that sometimes, like myself, maybe this song ain't about me, but it's about you or somebody else.
Right.
Now, I'm not taking away from nothing that they are rapping or what they're talking about, because trust, they will stand their ground if need be.
That's right.
But I'm just saying that stereotype doesn't necessarily really exist in all rappers these days.
I got you. Now, this one says, is hip hop street cred, in hip hop, street cred is everything. But once you enter the industry, there's a shift in what's valued. Did you ever feel like you had to prove your credibility when you were coming up, or was it more about your hustle and your music? And how were you able to balance both worlds? These some good questions, guys.
Yeah, it is. Well, like I said, it really wasn't my bag until, recent. I can't even say Royalty has only been, 2 years now?
Mm-hmm.
That, we've really been into it heavy. It just kind of blew up really fast, a lot faster than we thought. But when we had started it, Royalty, like I said, everybody had so much invested in it. It was built from the ground up by, the family, knocking down walls. My husband built the stage, the bar, the bathroom. Like, it was built with our own two hands and stuff. But
Nice.
it really blew up very quickly for us. But I don't know, it was easy. I think it was real easy to get known because they were already out in that world around, all the other people doing it. And, I can't really say it was a big struggle for me when I really wasn't getting into it that much like that.
Got you.
So.
Okay. I think I'm gonna do one more. Let me see. I'm gonna find a good one. Let's see. Okay, so here we go. A lot of artists, especially in hip hop, say you have to keep it real, but staying real doesn't always pay the bills. As someone who's been through the trenches, how you know she been through the trenches? Okay, but we just gonna let them be great. As someone who's been through the trenches, do you think it's possible to stay true to yourself in this industry without compromising, or do you have to sell out at some point to make it big?
Yeah, I don't know. It depends on if you want to get, diddied or not, or I'm just saying. I don't know. I think that you can stay true to yourself, and, if you want to go that route. You don't have to sell out. I don't know. You can keep it real. You can be yourself, and you can get far. You don't have to be a sellout.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I think that when you're like performing, or you should also write music for like different crowds and stuff like that to cater to the people that you're you're dealing with at the time as well.
Right.
Not necessarily selling out, but just different things. Like I'll sing a country song if it's a country audience. I wouldn't mind doing that. I'm not selling out. I'm an R&B singer, but I do rap at my rumbles because most people rap.
Right.
I'm not a rapper either, but I have wrote rap songs.
Got you.
Like the one you're talking about, because that's what they do there. So I mean, I don't think it's selling out. It's just basically catering to your audience.
I got you. And I feel like you're a prime example that you do not have to settle out, because like you said, it took a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. You and your family came together, built this from the ground up. King went to school, got his degree. He created this, he had the platform. Your sons were out there doing the work, putting in the work. So it's definitely not about selling out, you guys. It's about hard work. It's about consistency, and it's about dedication. And that's how
It's the vibe. Was always back.